to this video. My name is Chris, and today we're going to talk about ways on how to improve your communication skills in general. In this particular video, we're going to talk about, in this video series actually, we're going to talk about ways on how to improve your comprehension skills, your understanding of things that you read or you watch or you listen to. And in this particular video, we're going to talk about how you can summarize. But before we begin, don't forget to hit like and hit the subscribe button and leave your comments at the comment section below. Right, so let's begin. Let us first define what does summary mean. A summary is a restatement of the fact or information given by another author using your own words or ideas or expression in relaying or converting that original thought or idea into your own setting or writing. Now, there are different types of summaries. Some summaries may be very long. It may last for 1 or 2 pages, or some summaries may be just 1 or 2 sentences long. But no matter the length of the summary, it is the responsibility of the author, such as yourself, to use your own words and interpretation to get the main source and main purpose, argument, and information from the original author using your own words. Alright, so before we begin to summarize, we have to ask, who will the audience be? We have to know who's going to read the material that we're going to write. Because it's important for us to know that this thing, because then we would know the type of words and the amount of words and the quality of the words that we will use in our summary. For example, if our audience is going to be a group of 5-year-old kids, then we would use a different kind of word setting and different type of sentence construction and the type of writing that we will use compared to a group of young professionals, for example. So before you begin to summarize, you have to have a good idea about who the audience are going to be. Now the question is, why do we need to summarize? What's the purpose of summarizing a certain article or information? Well, the answer to that is basically 3 very simple and logical answers. Let's begin with the first one. The first reason why we should summarize is because by summarizing a certain idea or information, we are creating a nugget, a more compact, a concise way of delivering the information based from the original author's intention and idea. If someone is going to read a summary of a book and that person is a busy person, then definitely he would appreciate the summary that you've written because he would get the gist of all the information that he would need before reading the actual article or work from the original author. So the first reason again is because by summarizing we are able to create a concise, a brief, and a better compact nugget of information for our readers. The second reason why we need to summarize is because it becomes a knowledge check for us. By summarizing, we can test the amount of information we have retained and understood. And this works well if you have someone like a teacher, for example. The teacher will need to have a way to gauge or to measure your amount of knowledge based on a certain writing or information or from a book. Then by summarizing a certain information, it will show the teacher that you have understood fully what you have read. The third and final reason why you should summarize is simply because you can give your own ideas after you summarize. After you summarize a certain project or a certain information, you can now use your own ideas and give input to the whole idea from the original author. So again, these are the 3 reasons why we should summarize, the 3 purposes for summarizing. Number 1, because we are creating a concise, more compact, easy to read nugget of information for the reader. The second reason or purpose for summarizing is because it can gauge our level of knowledge. And number 3 is because through summarizing, we can give our own input upon the subject matter. How do we summarize? These are 4 easy steps on how to summarize. Are you ready? Get a pen and paper and write them down. The first step on how to summarize is to, of course, read the original passage or text carefully. You have to take time, digest, understand every word. If you don't understand a certain word, you have to make sure that you get the entire meaning of the word and how it connects to the whole sentence and how it contributes to the whole thought or feel of the original paragraph. You have to do this. It is your duty as someone who will summarize the original author's intention or information to get the exact gist or the best interpretation from the original author's work. Second step, you can use a pencil or a highlight, but you have to mark and underline, mark all the main points of information from the original author's article. You have to do this in a paragraph before you can get those information back, because what you want to do is to get those information back from the original author's work, so that you can write your own understanding based from those main points that you have highlighted using a highlighter or a pen. The third step is, if you're summarizing an essay, you have to outline the writer's argument. You have to create a same timeline or a story. If it's a storyboard, you have to create the same storyline based on the author, so that you will not miss out or overemphasize other details, and by doing so you are overshadowing the more important details based on the intention of the author. The fourth and final step on how to summarize is, you have to tell your audience the original source from the author. What do I mean by that? It means you shouldn't miss the opportunity to tell the audience where the original source is at, because if you don't, then that is called plagiarism, and you don't want to copy people's work. You have taken a lot of time to understand another person's work, but at this point you want to give the final credit to the original author. So those again are the 4 steps on how we can effectively summarize. Okay, so now I've given you the tips on how you can summarize more effectively. Let's have a homework. At the description portion of this video, you will find a paragraph which you will need to summarize, and you can post your summaries on the comment section of this video. Good luck!